So within a space of probably 2 or 3 weeks, I think my life changed dramatically, and it was over 2 pictures. It was a picture of our daughter on the ultrasound screen. And I knew my wife was pregnant. It just hadn't hit me that at that moment, not just in a few months' time, that I was a dad, and that blew me away. And a few weeks later, my mum handed me a leaflet about abortion, and in it contained a picture of a baby of the same gestational age as our daughter, but this child had been killed through abortion. I'd never seen that before. The difference between the two, seeing my daughter on that screen flailing around and that broken body in that image, it broke the plans that I had for my life. And it was that I just thought, I need to do something about this. Abortion is the greatest injustice of our time. So little has been done to try and remedy it.
We're a voice for those babies, and we're a voice for the mothers. We hear so many women, and we meet so many women who say, I didn't know, my baby had fingers and toes at 8 weeks. I didn't know that my baby's heart was beating. And there's a lot of ignorance around this subject.
It's a huge procedure. If you have a surgical abortion and a life is taken, a life is ended in this procedure, and they don't tell you that.
We've got so many women amongst us who have had abortions, and they wish that they knew what they know now.
Finding out I was pregnant at 19 was a bit of a shock. I was still talking to the father at the time, and he was still trying to convince me, this is not right for you. I just feel like I buckled under the pressure. I thought, there's no way I can raise this child on my own. I ended up going through with having an abortion. I went to Mary Stopes in Brixton, and I just felt so alone. Just such a horrible feeling.
Fear is what drives women to the abortion clinics. They have no idea the mental impact it's going to have on them, the physical impact it's going to have on their bodies, hemorrhaging for so many of these women who end up in hospital.
If women had to see the reality of abortion, I think we'd see a lot less abortions, and that's why our work is so important.
It's very simple, fortunately. It's just taking the reality of abortion out onto the street, because the horror of abortion, it just cannot sustain its own weight once it is seen.
That was the first time I had actually encountered or come face to face with what abortion actually looked like. And I wept. It was humanizing my child. I think that's what that did for me.
More often than not, people actually have never seen the reality of abortion.
I believe every time we hold up an image of an aborted baby, lives, whether future lives or present lives, are saved. One day we were outside Brixton, Mary Stopes. A woman had come to have an abortion. She met one of our volunteers on the door, and they showed her the images, and they spoke to her, and she changed her mind. She didn't go through and take the second pill, and her baby was born in 2014.
It's necessary to show these images, and in fact I've been on displays where women have actually come up to us and thanked us.
That's the video.
That was sad. It's sad. That really shouldn't be right.
I didn't know it was like that.
I had no idea that's how an abortion was done.
Technically, I will relate that to murder.
We're speaking up for babies, and who is more voiceless than a child in the womb? They literally have no voice, yet they're living. Their heart is beating. But an abortion is only successful if the baby dies. They cannot scream when the abortionist comes in to rip their bodies apart limb by limb. But not only these babies, a lot of the women are deceived into believing that this is somehow a wonderful thing, a right, something to be celebrated, a choice.
What is the most important human right? It has to be the right to life, because without it, we don't have the right to choose. We don't have the right to do anything with our lives. And so, of course, the first right, which has to come before all other rights, is the right to life for every single member of the human family.
We are seeing teams of people all over the country trained up and released with the resources just to turn out onto the streets and educate the members of society who are the ones who will call for the change to come.
These guys are passionate and they really feel strongly about it. So we equip them, they go out, and it's all thanks to them.
It can be challenging at times, but we've got the most amazing team, and just working with like-minded people that are so passionate about seeing an end to this genocide, who are so passionate about protecting lives, both the babies in the womb and protecting women. We do believe, as long as this injustice is exposed to the nation, that we will see an end to abortion in our lifetime.
Every single person that is connected with this work is a hero, because they've counted the cost, they're willing to confront the culture, and they're accepting the persecution, which is very real, towards them, all for the purpose of defending someone else's right to life.
We're seeing change across the nation. We're seeing in those areas changed minds, people seeing the reality and becoming pro-life.